that good? Cool. What is going on, people? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another midweek mukbang, baby. Let's go. But like usual, or not usual, but oh god, this is already going to start off terribly. Like a lot of times, I'm not actually having an actual midweek mukbang. So it's actually late. It's 1 a.m. right now, and I'm like way behind on making this video. So there's a couple reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing here. Anyways, so what we're gonna have, okay? Got some ice here. Got some Howlerhead bourbon whiskey. Yum. And we got some Coke Zero that we're gonna put in it. And I might have one of these advent calendar chocolates too, actually, because they're looking at me. So first off, okay, let's just do. What are we thinking? I know you probably can't see this. Like that much? Like almost half the glass? That seems like about right. We're gonna settle down for night. We're not gonna go too crazy or anything, so we're gonna do this. We might actually have another one after, potentially, depending on how much of this I have. Let's see. Yeah, we might do a baby one after. I'm not sure. But in this week's video, I'm gonna do something different. Okay? I always, obviously, cut up my videos. Like, I edit them, right? For when I stutter, or like when I do the intro and I just don't say anything, you know, I don't have like some weird like normal space or just say something stupid. But let's go. To change it up, I'm not gonna edit this at all. One, because honestly it saves time for me right now, and two, I just want to like show you that like even though I've been doing this for like a year now, I'm still not the best speaker. I still mess up. And I don't know, I think it'd just be cool to just see like a completely raw video. The hardest part for me is going to be, a lot of times I'll talk and then I'll pause and think and talk again. I might this is what I'm talking about. I might, not self-consciously, maybe? Is that the word? I might accidentally, subconsciously, there you go. I might subconsciously do that just because that's what I normally do, but we're going to try not to. So, you all know a lot about me, because I share a lot about my life on this channel, but it dawned on me, actually, on my drive home, like, now, that I've never, like, gave you, like, the timeline of my life. Like, my childhood to, like, where I am today, the things that have happened, all that, like, you don't know. And we're at 199 subscribers right now. We're gonna hit 200 by the time you see this video. And I think it's about time that I kind of just tell you the life story of JL Snipes Justin Layden. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off as a young boy. And by young boy, I mean my conception into this world. Not the conception. I don't want to know about any of that. When I was birthed. I mean, that's the best way to explain it, isn't it? So I was born March 22nd, 2003 in Mississauga, Ontario. I obviously don't remember much about like my early ages, but like from, I think when I was born to about 2 years old, I lived in Mississauga. When I was like 1.5, 2, my parents split up and got a divorce, which honestly, I'm actually really thankful that it happened when I was so young, because I don't remember it. So I didn't really like go through the trials and tribulations that come with like divorce, for like people that have it when they're in like, you know, junior high and stuff, and like they've had their parents with them their whole life and then they split up and it's like a big change. I didn't really experience that because I was just a kid. So I am blessed for that, because obviously, I mean, nobody likes divorce, but I would have rather it happen when it did than like later on in my life. If that makes sense. So, when I was about 2 years old, I moved to Newfoundland, which is where I am currently, because that is where my mom and dad are from. They just moved up to Ontario for school and stuff and work later on in life, but when they split up, my mom, she grabbed me, took me, we dipped off to Newfoundland. The reason why I came here is because at the time, the majority of my family was here, so it just made more sense for me to be here. It was like thought to be better for me. I don't know. Whatever. But that happened. And then I lived in a small town called Bay Roberts, which is in Newfoundland. And I lived there for probably around, oh, I don't know, like 6-7 years or so. And I did my primary, well, I did from like when I was still a kid to daycare to like grade 2 in Bay Roberts. And I remember like a decent amount about that. Like, that's where I started like getting really into like sports and stuff. Like, I started playing hockey out there. I was doing taekwondo. I was just like athletic kid from like the get. It's in my genes. My parents were really athletic as kids. So this is where I fell in love with like hockey. And met a bunch of good friends out there. Some that I still try to keep in contact to this day, which is really cool. And I kind of sometimes say I'm a Bayman. I'm not really a Bayman because I've lived here more than I have out there. But, I mean, technically, like, my beginning childhood growth years were out in the Bay. So I'm technically a Bayman, and I'm pretty cool. But that, like, part of my life, it's kind of chill. Like, I was a shy kid. Loved the outdoors. I was always outside playing with my friends. I had this buddy like just down the road, and we were like brothers at the time. Like, we spent all the time together. And his mom actually babysitted me like after school, so I was always there. And she worked at this convenience store. This is big memories I have. She worked at this convenience store just up the road, so we would go like every day. We'd get like slushies and chips and subs and stuff, and we didn't have any money, so we would just like tell them to write it on his mom's tab. Next thing you know, she had like $100 tab in like a week from us. But you know, it was like free food at the time. It was sick. But anyways, in 3rd grade, I moved into where I am now, which is town, St. John's area in Newfoundland. It's like the big city of Newfoundland that's not really big. And that's where I did like the majority of my grade school, from grade 3 to grade 12, with a little grade 11 stint in there, which we'll talk about in a minute. But so I'm talking about, see, like what was I saying next? Grade 3, okay. So when I first moved here, I didn't know very many people. And I was a really shy kid, so it took me a little bit to like find my group and to like get along with people. And the thing that did that really was hockey, because I started playing hockey still as soon as I got back in here. And that's kind of how I started forming my friend group. And again, at this time, like, I was a really big kid. I love to eat, and I love to eat anything and everything, especially stuff that was terrible for me. So I was the biggest kid in school. At one time, I was the biggest kid in my school, which is nuts to say, because I basically went from the biggest to the smallest, which is crazy, but I was the biggest kid in school. And because of that, kids are kids. You can't really blame them. It's just how they are. You're going to get bullied. So I spent a lot of like my grade school years being really, really insecure. Like, very insecure. Like, if I went swimming, I was wearing a shirt. Still didn't feel great. I got picked on like a lot. Like, people used to make fun of me because I had like man boobs, and they used to do like the whole, you know, the pancake flip thing, or like the burger flip. Like, they come up and they just like, or they scoop you and they just go like that. That happened to me a lot, and that was tough because it made me like even more shy, and it was kind of the beginning of like my mental health deterioration, I guess you would say. It was tough. Bullying is tough. It is, obviously. We all know this. And like, you know, like I spent a lot of like my time like thinking about like, I'm never gonna get a girlfriend. No one's ever gonna like me or like be attracted to me or anything. And it was very tough. It was very tough. So I actually, well, okay, let's go back to, I finally, even though I was a big kid, I finally, in like grade 7, got a girlfriend. Okay, I got a girlfriend. And I had a couple in grade 7, you know, because I was a player, but I had a girlfriend in grade 7, and this person broke up with me at the time because I don't know why, but my guess is because I was ugly and fat. To be real with you, like that's what I think it was. And for most of you watching, this isn't actually the person that you're thinking of. It's a totally different person. And it was grade 7, you know what I mean? Whatever. People are going to be people, okay? You know what it is? Grade 7. You should calm down. Anyways. But yeah, so after that happened is when I hit like this. I started getting to that point where I wanted to lose weight. Because I was like, I just didn't feel good. You know what I mean? So I was like, I need to change something. And then we're into grades like 7, 8 now. That Halloween, I've told you many stories about before. Also, we skipped like grade 3, 4, 5. I just played hockey. I played a lot of Minecraft. Like a lot of Minecraft. Like all I did really was play Minecraft with my friends on Skype. Like that was about it. That was kind of my life. And hockey and school occasionally. Basketball as well. I played a lot of basketball. But yeah, that was kind of that. There's nothing really entertaining. But we're going to that Halloween. I know you're all here for like the eating disorder story, because that's what my channel is. So, it's Halloween. I binged. I've told this story before. I binged really hard. I felt really shitty about myself. So, I decided, you know what? Let's lose weight. And I achieved that pretty quickly, actually. I lost about 100 pounds in like 8 months. Approximately. I went from like 200 and something to like 90 something. Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was actually really crazy, but there's this like, it was like this weird thing where like people would start to like be like, oh, like you're losing so much weight, like proud of you and all this, and it was so hard to stop because you just loved hearing these things and you're like, oh, I gotta keep going, and because I want to keep hearing this. And then it gets to a point where you're like, uh-oh, like I'm really small, I don't feel good, all this stuff, you know, the whole diagnosis story. So I'm not going to tell that again, but that all happened. And then I spent a lot of my life being really confused because I thought that like the key to happiness was a 6-pack. I did. That's what I thought it was. I thought that was going to get me girls. I thought that was going to get me friends. People stopped picking on me, all this stuff. But then I had a whole new set of demons and battles that I had to fight. And this is when like my mental health got it was present. Like I was never one to like be like, oh, he's depressed, oh, he has mental health issues. It was never a thing. This is where it all skyrocketed. Okay, I'm gonna pause real quick because I'm really scared that my phone's gonna die, so I need to check the battery percentage on it. Oh no. Okay, I accidentally turned it off for a second, but that's fine, okay? It's all good. It's all good. It's probably going to die soon, so we're going to have to start to pick this up a little bit. But this is when everything like went downhill, and I was in a really tough spot. Grade 10 hit, and I started thinking like, you know, maybe I need a change. Maybe I need a change. So I decided, you know what? We're going to move to Toronto with my other family, my dad, my stepmom, because I need something different, and maybe that'll make me get better. Did not do that. Did not do that. I wish it did, but it did not. I ended up being in a bad place to a fudging terrible place. And I lost even more weight, and I got even more sick. And that's where I should have died. And I've showed these pictures before. I've told these stories. I should be dead. And it's because of this time. You still see me? Cool. It's because of this time in my life. COVID hit. And I felt like I had no purpose at the time. And I just didn't feel good with the people that were around me. I felt really attacked. I felt really not wanted. I had some things said to me that we're not going to talk about because I don't want to bring up stuff too much. But that all happened. And it was a really scary time because I just didn't care if I died is a problem. Like, I didn't care. I wasn't going to kill myself, but I wasn't not trying not to kill myself. I just didn't care either way. Like, I didn't care if it all ended, if it kept going, whatever. I had no cares in the world because I felt like I just didn't have a purpose. I didn't have anything I was going towards. It was bad, and I thought I was stuck. And I thought I was going to be stuck in that place for the rest of my life, and I thought it was going to affect me for the rest of my life, and there was nothing that I could do about it, and because of that, I just didn't care. And that was a tough point. And that was about a 10-month stint of just not caring, and all I did was walk. All I did was walk all the time. 35,000, 40,000 steps a day. All I did was walk. And that point in my life, I'm so appreciative for, because it makes every aspect of life now so enjoyable and so worth it. Like, just me being able to get up out of bed and feel good and want to step up out of bed is like the biggest gift I could have ever asked for. Because there was a long time where I had no interest in standing up and getting out of bed. And just being able to do the things like being able to work, being able to work so much, I am so blessed for, because I could have never done the hours I could, because I would have never made it. I would have been too tired. It wouldn't have happened. And that I'm able to just do these things, get up, do school, go to work, go to the gym, be with like the people that I care about. Yes, I care about you a lot. More than you know. But anyways, yep. Where was I going with that? Why did I have to say that? Why did you say that? Some things you can keep in your head. It's fine. Anyways, what was that? Where was I? I'm just blessed. I'm blessed about life. And that whole point, I went up for grade 11 when this all happened. I came back to start grade 12, and that's where I started to make a change in my life. And all of grade 12 still wasn't great. I stopped going to school, and I was just doing my tests online. Sorry, I was just doing my tests. Like, I was just going in to do my tests, and that was it. Like, I wasn't actually going to classes. I was doing it all by myself, which is why I'm so good at online school now, because I did that for basically all grade 12. And so I did well that year. I was still trying to kind of fix my mental health. And then I went to Halifax for university. That was scary, because I was going to a new place where I didn't know anybody, no family, moving out on my own. It was scary, but I was so excited. And that was the best thing I've ever done in my life, because I grew so much as a person there. And because I was on my own and I had nobody around me to help me with anything, it allowed me to understand that there's so much bigger problems and like bigger concerns to have, that me being skinny was not even close to one of them. And that's where everything changed. And I was like, I'm going to commit to this bulk. I feel good about it. And it was a few months. I was feeling good. I was eating a lot, and I wasn't nervous. And then I started having the cheat meals, the midweek mukbangs. And that helped a lot too, because it was just, I felt no guilt. I felt no stress. And that is where I finally recovered. And it was a long battle, but that is the best thing I've done. And I'm so glad I did, because I was scared that was going to be the same type of experience of when I went to Toronto. And I was so scared of that, but I had to try. And it's the best thing I've ever done. And now, I don't know if I will ever want to go back to Halifax. I might at some point, but I don't think I'm going to go back now, because I've been there and it served its purpose. And now I feel like I can finally be here and not hate it and not have trauma about it, and be with my friends, my family, people I care about. And what was once Newfoundland, what was once a terrible spot for me because of everything I've went through, is now something that I can look back on and it can just show how much I've grown. And I love it here again. It feels like my home again, and it's very liberating to have that. That's where we are today, basically. And I'm going to leave you with this one thing, because I think it's actually pretty cool. It's something I heard. It touches on my topic, okay? You're driving a car. Why am I saying... I don't know. This is actually cool. This has nothing to do really with what I'm talking about, but it's just... Think about this, okay? You're driving a car, okay? You got this big windshield in front of you, right? It shows you where you're going. It's the bigger picture of where you're going, okay? You got this small mirror up here that shows you behind you. It's a small mirror, okay? It is used to show where you've been, okay? It's not the big picture. It's not who you are. It is not there to hold you back. It is there to remind you of where you've been, how far you've come. And the big picture is the big windshield of where you're going, and that is your main focus. That little mirror is just to show you how far you've come. That's it. It was something like that. I don't know. I thought it was motivational or something, and I just made it sound terrible. I just butchered that completely. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Anyways, I think we're gonna end it. I hope you enjoyed this video, just me rambling, really. I hope you like the raw, because this was difficult. I know I stuttered a lot. I feel like I actually did pretty good, better than I expected, but yeah, maybe I'll do more of these. If you like them, let me know. If you'd rather me cut them so I don't sound like an idiot, I can do that too, but that's where I'm going to leave it, okay? As always, I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, morning. I mean, if you're watching this video, subscribe. Be that 200 subscriber. I love you all. I can't believe we did it. We haven't hit it yet, but we're going to hit it. And I can't believe it, because I started losing faith. We're going to hit it by the new year. And gosh, darn it, y'all proved me wrong. I love y'all so much. See ya in the next one. Jesus, why do I sound like I'm ending some action movie? Oh wait, before you go, quickly, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. This is a terrible video. Oh look, it's the bar too. This is my favorite, the golden bar. Come on. See you later.